Hello, everyone. This is another. I'm I'm in Europe again, and this is another street side quickie for you about the amazing facts of science. Today we can send humans to Mars and Moon, and it would be awesome. I'm looking forward to those achievements. Both because it would be an amazing discovery, exploratory experience, but also because most of our progress as humankind has been from either war or space exploration. Teflon, TV, these are all products of our space exploration endeavors. But the scientists are very concerned about one very interesting phenomenon. That's the capacity of humans of infecting Mars and really destroying the ecological balance there with unintentionally, of course, with the bacteria, viruses, microorganisms that live upon us and inside us. These are microorganisms that are really necessary for our survival, like Escherichia coli bacteria is something I come across very often because its balance in the body can change very quickly with the impact of stress. And as a trauma specialist, I got to deal with this bacteria a lot, trying to help my clients. So what this bacteria does is it prevents muscle waste when we get infected by salmonella, as long as it's in our gut. Our gut is filled with all sorts of different bacteria, viruses, fungi, and they have their own balance. And when that balance goes away, we experience illnesses like leaky gut syndrome and, a lot of other things too, which I won't go into right now because it is really quickie right now. So anyway, when Escherichia coli travels to urethra in females because of its proximity to the anus, it creates urinary tract infection, UTI. I bet you didn't know that that was the reason why we experience UTIs. When it travels from the gut to the bladder, it creates cystitis. I always mispronounce that, bear with me. Anyway, so just the fact of having this bacteria in parts of the body that it's not meant to be in creates illnesses that can even kill us. So my idea for Mars exploration is to prevent this kind of infection of the planet with our microorganisms, which would create a huge imbalance in these bacteria, and the more aggressive ones would kill off others, and we might get the environment too deadly, too toxic for us to live in. Bring water, melt the ice in the poles, and generate the magnetic field that used to be around it, that's gone right now. We can, there are ways to get that magnetic field back up and try to increase the warmth of the planet a few more degrees, maybe not 4, but 6. I like 6. And then go to Mars after there's some life established and a natural balance between these microorganisms have formed. Otherwise, I really worry that we're going to shoot ourselves in the foot. So, if you're interested in learning more of these interesting facts about science, follow this channel. Click subscribe, click that bell icon over there somewhere around the screen, And I'll put some links into the description about how bacteria spreads. It's a fascinating video that I want to share with you. They spread very quickly. It's even when you put antibiotics in front of them. So we really don't want to infect places with our microbes, I think. My 2 cents as a citizen scientist. Love you all. Take care. Bye-bye.
So what we ended up building was basically a petri dish, except that it's 2 feet by 4 feet. And the way we set it up is that there are 9 bands, and at the base of each of these bands, we put a normal petri dish thick agar with different amounts of antibiotic. On the outside, there's no antibiotic. Just in from that, there's barely more than the E. coli can survive. Inside of that, there's 10 times as much, 100 times, and then finally the middle band has 1,000 times as much antibiotic. And then across the top of it, pour some thin agar that bacteria can move around in. The background is black because there's ink in it, and the bacteria appear as white. First, you see they spread in the area where there's no antibiotic, up until the point they can no longer survive. Then a mutant appears on the right. It's resistant to the antibiotic, it spreads, until it starts to compete with other mutants around it. When these mutants hit the next boundary, they too have to pause and develop new mutations to make it into 10 times as much antibiotic. And then you see the different mutants repeat this at 100. And after about 11 days, they finally make it into 1,000 times as much antibiotic as the wild type can survive. And so we can see by this process of accumulating successive mutations that bacteria, which are normally sensitive to an antibiotic, can evolve resistance to extremely high concentrations in a short period of time.